So the idea is that what you do is you take light and you have one photon that you entangle, you can have two photons that are entangled. They're the same frequency. What you do is you split the photons as a spontaneous down conversion. And so because the photons are originally entangled, therefore they can be also the same amplitude. And so this is before the collapse of the wave function. And so then you have four photons that are now at a lower frequency in energy, but they're still entangled at the same amplitude before there's been any collapse of the measurement. And then the idea with the quantum teleportation is then you separate these photons, and one of them goes out into outer space and the other one stays on Earth. And so then you have an instantaneous signal communication due to the entangled phases. And so this is explained as what they call a donut or a noncommutative torus. So that a sphere is actually symmetrical, and therefore you lose information when you have points on the opposite sides of the sphere, because symmetrically you can't tell how a rotation would change the sphere, whereas if you have points on the opposite side of a donut, then it's non-commutative, because if you rotate the donut, then you're on the inside of the space. And so that's essentially explaining that each point of the sphere, or as a torus, each point already has this emptiness within it, so that it's contained between a non-commutative phase of time and frequency at the 0 point in space. And so the idea in this experiment is that you have to create the entanglement using various different experimental techniques. The idea in meditation is that the entanglement is already there, so that at a 0 point in space, the dangerous when you're doing quantum teleportation through space because it's an instantaneous signal that's faster than the speed of light. But the other key factor is that if any other party outside the party tries to intervene or decode the message, crack the code, then that will change the actual content of the message itself. And therefore, you'll know that the code has been hacked. And that's why signals is the most encrypted as possible. And so this is also meditation is based on secrecy and silence, because the secret entanglement phase of the frequency is from the future. But the energy, as we know in quantum physics, the energy is based on the frequency. And so therefore, as De Hooft and Martin van der Mark point out, is that based on De Broglie's law of phase harmony,